Hello there, everyone. It's Aaron St. Dennis, the FF Mad Scientist, and welcome to the Mad Science Lab podcast. We are here for NFL Week 6 live sit-start show, answering your lineup questions, trade advice, anything like that. But if my eyes do not deceive me, looks like we have Ryan Tannehill on the sidelines waiting for the medical cart, and Malik Willis is in the game in London. I have my real doubts here as to whether or not Ryan Tannehill ever gets his job back. I don't think Malik Willis has to look that good to keep this job from him. What do you guys think?
I don't trust freaking the head coach because he's an old ball coach and plays that way. So as much as I want to dive into the Malik Willis hype, which sucks for, our boy who shall not be named, the QB3 there in Tennessee. But yeah, it's just they're going to still try to compete as long as they can. So until they have a shot, which the division sucks, which helps for them, I don't see them anytime pulling the plug on him, unfortunately.
Yeah, and Derrick Henry just ran for a 2-yard first down. So they're good, guys. They're good. They're going to run the ball 100 times a game, I swear.
Oh, Willis scrambling, running, and that's a late hit. Anyways, I guess I should introduce you guys. I'm Aaron. We've got Jesse and Jeremy with me on time. Tim will be with us momentarily. I guess he's on a different schedule, different time zone.
Dad time, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, how's it going, guys?
It's good. Excited for these games. A little nervous with some of these games. I benched Henry in one of them because I was done with the situation, and that has backfired on me. So I'm 0 for 1 on my starter decision. So we are rolling well today.
What's he doing so far? I know he was terrible in the first half. He looks like he's been okay in the second half.
Yeah, he's got a touchdown. He had like a 60-yard run. He's got 98 total yards, a couple catches. He's basically got 20 points.
Gotcha. Yep. Yeah, I haven't been watching this game much. I don't particularly find either of these teams interesting, and I had a lot of prep to do for the show and whatnot. So let's
we got a comment in already.
Yes, we do. I see that. Starting Hall over James Cook. Everyone keeps saying to start it. You hate me. I'm going James Cook here. I think I've answered this question this week on Twitter or something similar. I think they both have similar upside. Maybe Hall's is a little bit better. I think James Cook is much safer. I think James Cook has a blow-up week. I don't know about you guys. What are your thoughts?
I'm like back to back on these two. I like Brees a lot, and particularly with the D-line issues that Philadelphia has, the two big bodies are out this week, so those lanes are going to open for him, and he's seeing the usage we want. And James Cook has kind of been like trending down the wrong way, but I like both guys. They're both like top 15 running backs for me this week. It's just, I'm going Brees over James Cook, but like I don't think there's a bad answer in the situation actually, and I'm a James Cook guy, so take that for what it's worth.
I'm exactly the same. You don't love the matchup against Philly. And you don't love the Jets offense, but Breece Hall showed his ceiling last week, and his floor I think is going to be pretty safe. James Cook, just because of the usage, like Jesse mentioned, is going to be a little bit more boom bust. So give me Hall.
It's a top 5 matchup for James Cook. It's the worst matchup for Breece Hall. I have it as James Cook RB 15, Breece Hall RB 18. So you see where I stand, but I've been overruled. I guess we got a few others here that Jesse has entered in for us. Higgins or Lockett? Let me bring up my receivers. I want to say Higgins, but I'm also concerned that he may be a decoy. What do you guys think?
Yeah, that's exactly the issue for me with Higgins. I mean, he's already boom bust just a week after, I guess effectively 2 full weeks of rest with the 1 game off, but it's not enough time. That rib issue is going to linger for him, and Lockett is exactly the type of player that I'm willing to start over him. They're probably pretty close anyway.
I have 30 and 34 with Higgins at 30. So
but give me Lockett with that injury.
Yep, same thing. Like any Higgins question, and it's remotely close this week, I'm going with the other guy just because that injury worries me. Like I know he's playing, but he basically had a rib fracture, so and that's gonna hurt him with extending and things like that. It's just gonna limit his catch radius. I just don't know how involved he's gonna be. So like I get it, it's a good matchup and all that, but I am just worried. So he just gets knocked down over some other guy this week.
Yeah, it's the second best matchup for the Bengals, 23rd best for the Seahawks. But like you said, I was who's I listened to the other day? I forget anyways, but they were saying that this is expected to be a lingering issue all season. It's not just going to go away. It needs to be healed in the off season. So I worry about T. Higgins for the rest of the year. He is one hit away from just being gone. You know, you get that 0.2 stat line and then he's out for the rest of the game. Yep, I think this one's close. Like I said, I have Higgins ranked higher, but if I have Lockett here, I'm going to play safe and go with Lockett. Let's go. Is that you in the private chat telling me there's a question?
That's
Yes. I don't see the private chat either when I'm on the other screen. Just so you
I'll just shout it out.
Hey, there's a question.
Hey, yo, question.
One more question for y'all. Starting Pittman and Kirk, would you replace Myers for any of those guys? I would not move Pittman for sure, and I don't think I'm taking Kirk out either. I think Myers is solid if you've got any other options, but I'm not taking Pittman or Kirk out to replace him.
Yeah,
Thoughts?
I'm right there with you. Yeah, I'm right there with you. He's just a few spots behind each of them. So I
They're
Pittman the
18,
highest.
19 for me. Kirk and Pittman 18, 19. Myers is 33. So
Yeah, so my guys are actually a little higher. Pittman's been pushing top 12 this week for me. Kirk's like top 15. And then Myers is like top 20. So he's right there. It's just I'm not as confident with him. The usage he's been really good, but it's not on the level of those guys. So yeah, that's why he's a little bit lower.
Yeah,
I'm having a hard time here with the Jacoby Myers block. I want to launch into a rant that I'm not so sure we don't see Malik Cunningham at quarterback this week. I cannot process that he plays for the Raiders now. I know that he plays for the Raiders. Why can I not get that Jacoby Myers is on the Raiders now?
Yeah.
I just can't.
Oh yeah,
do
I
it.
thut you were saying. I was like, wait, Cunningham? I was like, hold on.
No,
I was like, I get what you're saying. Yeah,
Can't do it. Every time I go to talk about Jacoby Myers, and it happens once a show, I will list why the Patriots are an offense I'm avoiding. And apparently he agreed because he plays for the Raiders now. So
We should have known when he.
It's New England West over there, right? But they're also
I
like
forgot that.
the bad version of New England. Like they're mirror images of each other this
Jesus
season.
Christ, the bad version of New England. That's an all-time low.
But yeah, I mean, look, we got Kirk, especially with you're staying in flames with Kirk, especially if you're going up against T-Law. I like that play. It's really the question between Pittman and Myers, and like you guys mentioned, it's Pittman pretty easily, especially given the matchups.
Yeah.
All right, next, where we got here? Half PPR, London or Josh Downs. Just not feeling good about starting London. I think you still got to start him. He's definitely the wide receiver 1 in Atlanta. Josh Downs could be the 2, could be the we don't know. I get it. You don't love London here. I gotta look at the match. Third best matchup against Washington, whereas the Colts, it's a middle of the pack matchup. You gotta start London and just hope he comes through.
The one thing I do want to say about Downs, though, is, we talked about this earlier in the week that he had his one blow up hyper targeted game when Gardner Minshew played the full game in place of Anthony Richardson the first time. So, I do expect Downs to see a lot of targets. But if he's converting those targets, especially in half PPR, they're likely not going to be as far downfield as London. London's matchup is great, so I think you got to start your stud here.
You bring us to an interesting. Sorry, go ahead, Jesse. Go ahead.
I was gonna say outside of week 1, London's lowest targets he's seen is 6 in a game. So he's been involved in that offense. It's just he had one bad game, and besides that, he's been good. So yeah, you got to roll with him. The upside is just super high with London every week.
Assuming that it looks like Richardson is done for the year, who do you like? Who do you want to have for the rest of the year between Minshew and Desmond Ridder? If you got to start one rest of the season, it's got to be Minshew, right?
Have to?
Yeah, you have to.
Just based on how they score fantasy points, I think it's going to be a lot closer. Just because Minshew gives you no rushing, right, and Ridder gives you some rushing, so I think there's a little bit of that. But yeah, he's like the floor play. If you need any type of ceiling, you're not going to get that from Minshew, just because like that's not him as a quarterback, right? Mm-hmm. So it depends what you're looking for. If you want to shoot the moon, go Ridder. If you're okay with just like a solid floor guy, then you take Minshew.
And yes, there's always a have to at some point because, like I said, I play in 70-something leagues. I have one league that I checked earlier. My RB1 is someone good. I forget who. It's like Bijan or someone. My RB2 is a running back I didn't even know was in the league. Who's the Bears? Who's the Bears' second now?
What? Oh,
Roshan.
What is this?
No. Roshan's out. I had Roshan.
That's active, right?
Okay, but so anyways, it's not even Deonta Foreman. It's the guy behind him.
Darrington
Oh,
Evans.
Darrington Evans. Yeah.
I'm starting Darrington Evans as my RB2 because I roster 8 running backs. The only one who's playing this week is Bijan. I have 2 who are on bye, and I have 5 that are on IR or out. And the only one left on waiver wire was Darrington Evans or like guys who might get 1 punt return or something.
There's a reason why he was on your waiver wires
Yeah,
there, Aaron.
right.
I didn't have a choice. It was either that or take a 0. There's nothing else. So I mean, I'd probably be better with 0, but
Mark Andrews is coming alive, by the way.
Yes, sir. It was such an ugly first half. I was like, will you feed Mark Andrews the ball, please?
Yeah.
I was like, please don't do this to me.
Let's
Because I have a league with him and Laporta, and I'm like, oh gosh.
Let's take a look.
Ooh.
5th best matchup for Ertz. Where's Jonnu down here?
No.
Way bad. I
I'm on
Ertz
Ertz.
is pretty easily.
Yeah. As good as Johnny's been, it's kind of sketchy, his usage. And that reminds me, I'm about to trade for John in the league because I'm a contender and I have nobody. I have Kincaid and somebody else, and I don't even know if Kincaid's playing this week. So I might not start tight end. So I might need to make a trade for John in here in a second.
We've gotten to the point in the season where Ertz, Jonnu, DeAndre Hopkins, Adam Thielen. I scroll through a lot of my lineups and I'm going, wow. Like I have a whole lot of teams I only have one winless team and it's an IDP league where I didn't realize it was IDP. But I've got a lot of leagues where I'm either undefeated or 1 win. And I look back at these leagues and I'm going, how is this shit sack team this good? And I look, it's a whole bunch of old ass players that nobody wanted that have been producing and that I've played because I had no other options.
Mm-hmm.
Weeks where I win and I beat the living crap out of the other team, and I look and I'm like, I started DeAndre Hopkins, Derrick Henry, Adam Thielen, and Jonnu Smith, a lineup you'd never choose to start, but it won by 50 points because I had no other options than to play these old ass motherfuckers. So
For real. Yep. The craziest thing about I'm Team Ertz here too, but the craziest thing about Jonnu is take away week 1 where he wasn't targeted. 6, 8, 6, and 7 targets through the last 4 games. It's ridiculous. It's counterintuitive with London and Pitts there, but Jonnu and Pitts went off last week, right? So I have no idea why Jonnu is getting this many looks. I know he's kind of been the check down option here at times. It doesn't make any sense, but he will probably produce, but I'm still going Ertz.
Yeah, so for all the dynasty diehards that love Sean Tucker, I just traded him for Jonnu Smith, so he should be involved now because I just traded it off my team. So you're welcome for future points for Sean Tucker.
Nice,
lovely. Tim is with us. Tim, how's it going?
Old people stuff, man. Woke up, I got kink in my neck, my back hurts, and I'm only 30 years old. I love it.
Welcome to dad life, my friend. It is fun times.
Wait till you're
Sleep will never
39.
return.
I haven't been able to walk all week.
We're just a motley crew of guys just dealing with injuries. Oh, goodness.
So I guess we'll go with the inactives. The only notable inactive is Tank Dell. What do we think there of Houston? Just to smash Nico.
Nico
Yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's going to be the guy. I think. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think Noah Brown is back as well this week. So that's
Noah,
an interesting, sneaky play.
Yeah,
and
props to Jesse. He was on the Nico Collins train, like I think last week or 2 weeks ago when we did this, and I was wrong, man. I thought it was gonna be Tank Dell as the primary option over there, but it's looking more and more like Nico is the guy.
yeah, I will caveat that by saying if Tank Dell does not get that concussion last week, it's probably a different story. But like the peripherals with Nico, he's been elite this year. Like his PFF grade is one of the highest in the league. I know people don't like PFF, but it's the correlation between that and fantasy points is pretty good. So I do buy into that a lot. But yeah, Nico's he's been fantastic. And he dominates against man coverage. And the team they're playing is like 3rd in man coverage with the Saints. So like he's gonna have a blowout game this week. So all aboard Nico.
Did anybody see that in the comments? Is that coming up weird for anyone else? I went to type in a question that I had off of our Twitter, and apparently I have so many accounts linked in that it came up on 9 different accounts.
We really want to
bottom,
know the answer to this.
I'll tell you real quick. The bottom corner where it says all by when you're typing in the chat, click on the one you want to use. Because I did that before too. So like you clicked it screwed me up in our live stream like a couple weeks ago. And I was like, what the heck? And then I was like, oh, I'm an idiot.
I was like, why the hell did that come up? I'm like, wow, what are the odds I typed in the same question as the league winners and Jesse? Oh, it's me. I'm like, yeah, it's me doing it 9 times. Okay, before we get to my cousin's question, what do we want here? Thielen or Edmonds? I can speak today.
Evans.
I'm just looking
going
at the
Evans.
matchups real quick.
Let me get into it.
Yeah, against Detroit, I really like Evans at home.
Yeah.
Okay,
He's like a top 8 play for me.
Whoa. Back the hell up there. I like Evans over Thielen too, but your rationale for starting him was against the Detroit defense? What the fuck is that? The Detroit defense is awesome right now. That's the reason I almost didn't play him.
Detroit defense is fine. Brian Branch is out again, right? That's going to limit their ability to play man coverage. That's going to open up the slot. Evans is going to move around. I have no issue with playing Evans against Detroit.
My better question is, why are these guys both not in your lineup? Who are you benching?
Find a
both
way.
They should both be in your lineup. Like, they're both top 15 wide receivers this week. So I'm sure you have somebody with more name cachet that you probably could bench, to tell you the truth.
Good God. Middle of the search show, and there's a Pokemon Go related emergency.
You got to get on it. We're bringing it back, man. I like it.
You got to catch them all, man.
I don't even know what we're talking about right now.
Rashad White or Zach Moss? I think this one's got to be White.
Yeah, I don't think Zach Moss is really trustable in fantasy anymore. Like, they're gonna keep bringing Jonathan Taylor back little by little, and he's gonna keep sniping touches. And I just don't see it for Zach Moss. Like, there could be like a 1A 1B situation, but realistically, Jonathan Taylor is just a much better back. Colts got the Jaguars. Yeah, Jaguars defense doesn't scare me, but
so
I guess
if you look at. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Yeah, you're good. I was pretty much done anyway.
Okay, but I was gonna say, if you look at his stats, it's very eerie to what Jonathan Taylor did in 2021. He's been elite, like all of his usage and the way he's breaking tackles. He has one of the highest chunk yard rates and like explosive rates. He's been really, really good. So like he's fitting in that system. I think it's Steichen is a lot of it. But yeah, Taylor's obviously the better back. But Zach Moss has been good this year, and he probably will still be good. So it's just how much you think Taylor's going to get into that work from doing nothing last week to this week. So you could play Moss, but White is safer. I'm actually starting Moss in the league. I have Saquon because I don't know if Saquon's playing, and I can't wait till Sunday night. So I got to play Moss over him.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. They're super close, I would say. I think Taylor's he is being worked back in, but it seems like it's slow. And if they're smart, especially with Richardson out, they're just going to use both of these guys and run them into the ground in Moss and Taylor. That said, yeah, I'll take White over Moss by a slight margin.
I have Moss at 22 and Rashad White at 24. Having said that, I'd start Rashad White because I think Moss is going to be better than White every week until Taylor is finally phased back into this, and then Moss is going to fall right off the cliff. So is this the week that Moss falls off the cliff? It's going to happen, much like it did for Tyler Algier. Tyler Algier, we thought it would happen, after week 1, we thought it would happen week 7, 8. Well, it happened in week 2. So is Zach Moss phased out this week, or is he phased out in 2 weeks? If he's not phased out this week, he will finish higher than Rashad White. He also has the possibility to put up an absolute 0 in your lineup. So
I would just be shocked if they just give all the work to Taylor like this week. I think it's going to be a multi-week process thing. So like I'm saying like November is when Taylor really gets rolling. So it's going to be a lot of like just in between usage. It seems like would be my guess.
Okay, so one sec. You know what? You may have convinced me here because I think I may be going Moss, and I'm going to take the gamble for 2 reasons. I think you're right. I don't think this is the week they completely phase Moss out based on the length of injury. The Detroit Lions have not given up more than 43 rushing yards to a running back all season and have given up 1 touchdown. So it's not even a ceiling argument anymore for Rashad White. I think I got to gamble. I did this last week and it paid off. I said Zach Moss. I think I'm going to do it again. I'm going to take Zach.
I'm kind of with you. I just don't trust Rashad.
Gamble.
Like he's a not good running back. Like that's the thing with Rashad White. He's not been good his entire time in the league. So you're chasing volume with him, and if he doesn't get that volume, like if they bring in Keyshawn Vaughn more this week or Sean Tucker, if they take in more of a role, it just hurts him even more in a bad matchup. So yeah, like you know what? The more I think about it, I'll roll with Moss over White too.
I mean, I hear that argument about if they, but they're not, right? Like it's still, he's still over 70% snap percentage. I mean, White is going to play. He's going to see that volume. He's got, outside of week 1, at least 3 catches in every game. So he's seeing enough targets to be relevant. He doesn't have the ceiling that Moss does, but I think he's got the safer floor. I guess it depends what you need, but I still like White.
It's a
I think when you're debating or deciding between these two, like more than likely you're looking for a floor play. I assume
He's
like,
not. It's my cousin, sorry, and I help him with his team. We had no picks, and the team I think has 1 win or 2 wins. It's not. This is a swing for the fence play, which is why I'm telling him Moss, because his team. If I can log into this account, and if I log into this account, I would be willing to bet that he's probably a 20-point underdog. So I think this is he has nothing to lose too at this point. I think we're pretty much rebuilding and just playing for picks next year. It's a keeper league, so I think I'm suggesting Moss because really he has nothing to lose. So why not swing for the fences? If he strikes out, oh well, he's 1-5 instead of 2-4. So
yeah, he knows his team better than we do. So you have the info. Do what you want.
Like I said, it's my cousin, so that's the only reason I'm that familiar with the team. So I know. All right, Mr. Football. Better question is, who's the most handsome of the 4? There is no right answer here because
I got the best hair, but no facial hair. I think that really holds me back.
If it's a hair game, I'm losing that battle. Like,
we got hair here. We're all. You know what it is? Did we see this tweet that came out like the other day about like somebody ranked the most handsome quarterbacks from best to worst? It was like, come on, what are we doing here? And then the arguments in the comments were really getting me because they were getting on this guy's ranks worse than I've seen, like ranking like fantasy value.
The best one I've ever seen for arguments over this is on Twitter when they do the posts of what the quarterbacks would look like as females. And then you have grown men arguing which one they'd rather do. I'm going, dude, it's a guy. Like, what the fuck are we doing? We're arguing over like it's worse.
Those are the most disturbing.
Yeah, it's like, oh no, man, the Joe Burrow one. She's a 10. I'm going, dude.
You can't think about it that hard. It's gonna hurt your brain.
Yeah.
We love to argue about stupid shit. That's what guys do. And this is about the peak of arguing over stupid shit. It's just you see the comments here, like, you have better use of your time. I promise you have better use of your time.
The Jalen Hurts thirst trap pictures that were going on in the comments was like the worst.
Dude, Photoshop's just amazing what you do.
I'm not sure if I should take this as an insult or a compliment.
There you go.
Fair. Well, Aaron also has
I disagree. Wholeheartedly disagree.
Tim is upset. Aaron also has the advantage. It looks like he's covering it up today, but he usually has the advantage of his bed in the background, which is just going to make you look sexier anyway. So.
There you go. He's ready.
You should just do your podcast sprawled out on your bed from now on.
I'm going to skip those episodes.
I'll do it for the recap tonight. I'll have candles lit. And...
get some red satin sheets. You know what I mean?
Tim's got those big sexy eyebrows. He looks like what's the guy from Super Troopers? What's the fucking
the mustache ride man?
Yeah,
we're off the rails, folks.
All right, let's get back to football. I think.
Thank you. All right.
I thought it was. That's right, Mr. Football.
This has got to be Ronnie. This has got to be Ronnie. I know I had this conversation on Twitter this week of someone who likes to. We like to go into hijack shows and just fuck around in the comments, and it completely derails the show. And he said,
"You're talking about Ronnie Evans."
Yes, I don't know if this is his account, but based on the fact that it's completely derailed the show, I feel like it's him, and he's accomplished his mission. But it's more fun this way.
Right, entertaining.
Yes, it is. Who the hell is Ronnie? Ayuk or Devonta Smith?
All right,
Devonta.
It's a good one.
They're going up against a secondary that is out, so they're missing multiple people on the back end. Sauce is out, DJ Reed's out. I'm firing up those Eagles wide receivers everywhere. Like, they're must starts this week. I get like Ayuk, he's a stud, but that Cleveland defense is good. So I understand it, but we're going with Devonta this week.
Yeah, especially the back end in Cleveland. Like, you don't want to mess around with that. Ayuk's going to see the targets further downfield. I mean, he could break one. He's got the talent, but DVS for sure for me.
Yeah.
These are the two worst matchups for fantasy receivers right now.
I
That's what I'm
disagree. I think this Jets matchup is going to be pretty nice for Devonta Smith. It might not be that great for AJ Brown, honestly. They could see Sauce Gardner shadowing him for the entire game, or at least a part of the game.
Well, he's out,
But-
right?
No.
Yeah, Sauce
Statistically
is done.
speaking, like
Sauce is out.
Yes,
Sauce
sir.
Yeah.
and Jay Reed are both out. So
But
they're
that's what
missing
I'm saying.
two corners.
God.
that's
Yeah,
what
it's
he's
gonna be
saying.
a
Though.
bloodbath.
Statistically, these are the two worst matchups for receivers. But that's
Yeah.
only because this is the first game without all those players. So just because it's statistically, it doesn't mean that actually is going to be. So
Well, I'm dumb. Yeah, go ahead and play some Devonta Smith.
But wait, hang on. I got a personal one for you because I've been agonizing this over this all week. I got 2 spots. I got Mike Evans, Gabe Davis, and Chris Olave. Who are you sitting?
Ooh. Well, Mike is definitely starting.
Yeah.
you got to sit one.
Olave.
Yeah, because my other ones are DJ Moore and Amon Ra, so I'm definitely firing those guys up.
Evans, sit one. I'm
Who's
I'm
Olave?
Evans,
sitting
Gabe,
Olave.
Olave. Yeah,
I'm
playing
sitting
Houston.
Olave.
I'm sitting Olave.
yeah, that's what I'm doing right now.
Gabe
It
Davis
feels
gets
feels
his
dirty.
matchup, get behind the defense. I think this is a Gabe Davis long touchdown week.
Dude,
I'm sitting Olave.
Gabe is
the weirdest thing about Gabe Davis is he's like his statistical, like his targets and stuff, it's all regressed. He's just been much more efficient this year. So like
Mhm.
he's getting the points, but he's only at like a 50% target share. Last year he was at 20 and his targets per hour run stuff's down. So it's kind of weird how it's the inverse of what you would expect. But yeah, if you want to shoot for the upside, you go Gabe. If you want a floor play and somebody else can be solid, I go Olave. Because like Carr's back healthy, so they're gonna push it downfield too. So like I'm fine rolling Olave.
I'm just starting the guy facing the Raiders secondary. That's all.
That's
that
always
is.
a good plan though. Yeah, you can't go wrong with it.
Yeah, I need a ceiling too. So yeah, that's why Gabe is in.
Addison.
Addison, 11th best matchup for
Um,
Addison. It's the 5th worst for Hollywood.
Yeah.
Did Hollywood have some sort of injury, something going on earlier in the week?
I
But
think
it looks
Yeah.
like
I think
Yeah.
he's
it
okay.
looks like he's playing now.
All right.
Yeah, I'm going with Addison. I
Yeah.
think he's pretty good, and he's got a decent matchup. We can revisit this next week after when he plays like a real defense. But for this week, I'm taking Addison.
Yeah, agree.
KJ or Josh Reynolds?
We did this last week, right?
I feel like we do. I think we do Josh Reynolds every week.
I mean, yeah, he's
Yeah,
been
play
what
him.
top 20 wide receiver. Like Josh Reynolds has been good, man. Like
Mhm.
it's hard to really go against Josh Reynolds in this.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm
I
not
mean,
going against him for KJ Osborne. Give me Josh Reynolds.
the only thing that could potentially happen is JMO comes in and gets a few more targets than he got last week. Look,
Oh, lost him.
I don't expect Williams to come in and totally make Reynolds irrelevant, but that's the only
Yeah.
pause I have. Otherwise, yeah, I'll still go with KJ.
I mean, Osborne gets that Chicago defense, and there's no Jefferson, so it's curious how much how much they're going to use him. So like, I don't think Reynolds really gives you a ceiling, but I could see this case where KJ Osborne goes off.
Great.
Yeah.
Spears 49-yard gain.
God, he's so good. Give me the ball.
He's amazing.
Yes.
He's so good.
I have a lot of Spears, which was just kind of a super dart throw in the third. But love it.
Mixon or Monty?
Yeah, people hated him in the offseason. They're like, oh, no, he has no ACLs. I'm like, it doesn't fucking matter, dude. He
Yeah.
doesn't need ACLs. He's too good.
Stud.
The guy's good at ball. I'm going Monty, man. No
Yeah.
Jahmyr Gibbs. I mean, we saw his workload last time. There was no Jahmyr Gibbs, and it was pretty nice. So I think he's probably a top 10 play this week.
It's a really tough matchup is my only reservation there. I love Monty. And yeah, he's going to get the bulk of the work and they're going to put up points. But it's really close for me this week with Mixon playing. Just had it Seattle.
Yeah.
I'll take Mixon to edge out Monty, but it's really close.
I'm on Team Monty on this one. He's been really good, and like efficiency wise, he's like supercharged Jamal Williams this year. So yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna roll with Monty in this matchup. Like the offense is too good. Like I expect him. The way Mixon wins is if he gets touchdowns. I just don't know if he's gonna get a touchdown in this matchup. Like
I
that's how
don't
see
care
it.
about the matchup. The matchup isn't bad enough for me to care. It's not bottom 6. I only normally factor in bottom 6, top 6. It's the 13th worst. I have Monty at 5, Mixon at 14.
He's top 10 overall.
It's Mixon for me, or it's Monty for me at 5. So I go
Okay.
Monty.
I think he's my 8th ranked player this week of like the flex guys. Monty. Like I'm like super high on Monty.
Let me look.
No,
He
he's
might be
10.
He's
And
10th
wait,
for me.
Mixon.
Oh no, he's 8.
Mixon
Monty
of
is
all-
8th for me overall.
Mixon's 15th, it looks like. He's pretty high in projections, but like I never trust the projection mission because he always underperforms. Like he
Oh,
never
yeah.
hits the projections. So I always bring him down a little bit. But yeah, he's a few spots lower.
He's 23 overall for me at Flex Mixon. So
Yeah.
I'm going Monty. Waddle or JT? I want to go Waddle because I still don't trust
Waddle.
JT's workload, like we said before.
Yeah,
Waddle.
that's fine. I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's an interesting one there.
Madison or Michael Thomas at Flex?
Against Chicago, I got to go Madison.
Yeah. Cam Akers hasn't really been a factor. Like, I have to assume they're going to run the ball a little bit more without Justin Jefferson.
Mm-hmm.
Like, not a whole lot, but a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm kind of worried about this Vikings offense without Jefferson.
What is fucking Malik Willis doing? Oh, is
I
he going
think
to
it's going to
score?
be terrible.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
I
they're
think
at
it's
the
going to
one.
be like, I think it's going to be like a bottom 10 offense without Justin Jefferson.
I think Madison's going to volume his way to fantasy relevance, though.
Yeah,
I agree with
Thomas is the consistent floor play. He's gonna give you 10 points basically no matter what. Like that 10 to
Mhm.
15 range.
Yep.
He's not gonna give you more or anything less. So like he's fine, but like I'll chase the upside with Madison and see what happens from it. Like I'd rather shoot for the moon with him. I just don't, I don't see Thomas ever having really a ceiling, which sucks because Thomas used to be one of the best wide receivers we knew in the world. But that is what he is now.
Yeah, and he's especially not going to have that ceiling with Carr still working out that AC joint. So give me Madison.
Yeah, because like he had a bunch of downfield shots last week, Carr did, so that makes me a little bit more confident in like what he's doing.
True.
So that's why I was like, I'm all over Olave this week.
Fair.
Next up.
Damn, that is not easy.
I'll start them both. Can I start
Listen.
them at the same time?
Oh,
Listen,
I was like,
I'm like 90%
So-
positive that is not how you spell her name.
I don't think I spelled
Yeah.
either name right.
That is not the concern for me. The concern for me is, look, in Dynasty, I'm an ageist, right? So like that really factors into this decision here.
Jeremy turning this into real analysis.
Listen,
Well
at the
done,
same-
Jeremy.
At the
All right.
same time, Scarlett has been top of the
No, no,
list, top of the rankings
stop.
for a long time.
Stop there. You already answered the question. The right answer was at the same time. Moving on. You had the right
That's-
answer and you didn't even
That's
know it.
McCaffrey and
fair.
Bijan conversation right there. I'm going with McCaffrey. Have you heard Scarlett sing? Oh, that's a sultry voice. We're going that team. That's it. We're going.
This has been a really weird show. Hubbard or Rashad White?
Hubbard.
Hubbard.
It's like I like Hubbard to a point this week, but I think we're starting to push him up a little bit too much just because he's not been good. Like he has not been good this year, which isn't saying much because Sanders
Terrible
been ass,
matchup for
but
Rashad White.
yeah, that's the thing. Like I really don't want to play either one of these guys this week to tell you the truth. But yeah, I guess you go Hubbard, but I have White above in my ranks, and like I just go with that.
I guess Hubbard, based on not wanting to face Detroit's rush defense.
Yeah, it's kind of just
Yeah.
at least there's going to be Miami's going to force them to score because Miami's going to boat race Carolina.
Yeah, I mean you can see a lot of dump offs there, and Hubbard can get just decent amount of points that way.
I think Madison's the easy answer here. Chicago's run defense, third best matchup. It's a bad matchup for Arizona. I never thought I'd say Madison was the easy start.
Yeah.
Why
I
is
think it's
Mercado
closer to-
getting hype right now? I don't understand.
He
where
was
he's
good
coming
last
from.
week.
He was
He was good last
decent,
week,
but
and people like him.
Deontay Ingram is still there.
Ingram's
He is,
coming.
but
Like he's still a
Jones is
person.
activated, right? So
yes, he is. He's a person. He
I
just
mean,
has not
it's-
been good in his entire career, and like DeMarcado is better than anything he's done.
yeah,
Didn't
but it's going to
Keontae
be.
Ingram average
he's not gonna get
1.1
full
yards per
workload.
carry last week?
Yeah, he's been gross. And like the thing is, DeMarcado offers explosion and like ability to hit home runs, which Keontae can't really do. So like that's kind of the case you're making. He's gonna make a big play. I expect them to be closer this week. It seems like Madison's a smash play, but like for me, they're a lot closer in my ranks. But yeah, I'm gonna go Madison over DeMarcado. But I think you can flex DeMarcado this week and be okay.
Yeah, I'm not loving DeMarcado, but Stroud, Minshew, Howell. This one's got to be Stroud. I got to double check the matchups here.
They're
But I
playing
know I
New
don't want to
Orleans.
face Saints. Yeah,
No.
but still, it's not a great matchup for Howell. It's middle of the pack.
Yeah.
Have y'all seen the quarterbacks the Saints have played? It's like the bottom of the barrel quarterbacks. Like Stroud's by far the best quarterback they've played. And the over-under passing line's 198 yards. I think he's going to blow past that this week, like against
It's a
them.
great
Because he's
matchup for-
averaging 292 yards.
Give me
So you're going
Minshew
Stroud,
in a
Justin?
revenge game.
Yeah, I do like the revenge game narrative. And Stroud is missing Dell, who he loves, right? He's been good. I don't. It's tough to go against Stroud here with these names, but I'll go Minshew.
Okay, I'm going to get into one question here while I log into someone's Yahoo account, and then you guys are going to help me set his lineup.
Oh, I
All
thought we
right.
were hacking. Right on.
Shay, we're not. We're creatively accessing somebody else's account, not
Is your
hacking.
cousin's account? Yeah.
That's a way to put it, man.
Hey,
So-
hey, what are you, the fucking FBI? Okay, Nico Pittman or
Unethical.
Ridley?
Unethical.
I'm benching Ridley because
No, you can't.
Ridley.
You can't.
fuck you,
can't
bench Ridley.
No,
Fuck
but forget.
I will not let you argue pro Ridley. You are on mute. No more talking for you. Blah blah blah. Oh,
Can you mute him? What is it, PTI?
You should bench Ridley. You should see he's talking. You should.
Oh, I got the
This is
bench. There
why-
it is.
Sorry, I'm done.
I
I'm
can
done.
mute him.
I'm done.
Wait.
Can you
Here's
mute
why
people like
you
around the
can't-
horn?
Here's
Yeah,
why you
we can,
can't
if you have
bench
access.
Ridley. Here's why you can't bench Ridley, because he's playing the Colts secondary. Ridley is going to eat. That secondary is god awful. It's hard to bench Pittman, but I'm benching him with Minshew. Ridley is a no-brainer for me this week.
Oh, this game's over. Oh yeah, he's gonna eat.
Yeah.
Already. He's gonna eat a dick.
What?
Bench Ridley.
Do
I'll
it.
bench Pittman.
Nico's my lowest one of these guys.
I'm not benching
I'll
you.
bench
Let me
him.
look at my
Yeah.
rankings.
Nico.
I'm not benching Pittman. Like I'm not benching Pittman.
Give me a second to make
Gardner is
myself.
like ideal for Pittman. Like that's who you want him throwing the ball. Like I get it, we love Richardson, but somebody's work. Yeah.
I'm gonna
I'll mention
prove
Nico.
I'm a total asshole here. I'm gonna look at my rankings, and you watch Ridley's probably the highest.
Nico in New Orleans.
What do we got?
You're
Nico
very
Pittman-
high on that passing game against New Orleans this week, Justin.
Nico.
No,
Pittman,
like Nico's the one I'm benching this week of these guys.
Pittman's 19
Oh, okay.
for me. Nico's 25. Oh, did I miss Ridley? Is he way higher up
Yeah.
for me?
Mm-hmm. He probably is.
Motherfucker, Ridley's my highest ranked player. He's 11. Fuck, I hate
11, top
projections.
12
God,
play.
I hate
Calvin
math. Fuck
Ridley.
math. Do I have to mute you
I-
again? I hate math. Fuck
Love
math. Fuck
My
it.
thing
Robin
is,
can
right,
afford to win.
My
Bench
thing
Nico.
is, Houston cannot run the ball. Like they are
Yeah.
atrocious running the ball.
They got to pass
Right.
this week.
There's no Tank
Yeah.
Dell.
Fair.
Stroud is going to throw the ball, and he's probably going to throw it to Nico Collins and Robert Woods,
Mhm.
and Dalton Schultz is not good
Is
anymore.
this a Schultz week? Jeez, no way.
It could
You
be.
can't- You can't.
Maybe
against this
he has,
defense,
he has
right?
touchdown upside, but he's not going to get 7 or 8 catches or anything.
New Orleans
Zach
has
Ertz,
limited
baby, all
tight
over.
ends. New Orleans has
Yeah,
limited
you
tight
don't-
ends for a decade, man. Like,
Yeah,
Lineup time.
So like last week with all the injuries, they went to Schultz because they didn't have anybody else, right? So like
Yeah.
you could see that happening again where Schultz gets more schemed looks and more touches. I just don't think he's going to be that good against this defense, but it's the dumpster fire that is tight end, right? So if you're chasing tight end 12, sure. Like I don't freaking care, right?
if you
Chasing
need,
tight ends,
if you
well.
need 7 points from your tight ends,
This
There
is
you go.
what's set already. He's already got Burrow. So he's got his quarterback, his DST, and his kicker locked in. He has both wide receiver slots locked in already because Judy already shit the bed on Thursday night, and he just had Zay Flowers have a pretty solid day. So we need to pick 2 running backs, a tight end, and a flex. So his 2 running back options are going to be between Ken Walker, who's a given. So Ken Walker,
Yeah.
I'm gonna lock that in and we're gonna ignore it. So we have 1 running back for the remaining guys. Moss, Rashad White, Jalen Warren's on bye. So it's Moss or Rashad White for RB2.
we
just
this
did that.
already.
Yeah, we
Wait
talked
for
about
me.
this
Hey,
earlier.
Moss? Oh yeah,
You
yeah.
said-
Sure.
me
You
and
guys,
Moss,
you guys
you said
said
White,
Moss. I said
Thank
White.
you,
Yeah.
thank you. Okay,
Give me
tight
some of that
end.
Moss,
I
baby.
think he has to leave Schultz. He doesn't have another tight end. Okay, so the flex is his question then. I should have actually looked at this. Fuck you, Jesse.
Get it together.
I think this is amazing. Okay, for his flex, we have Rashad White, Drake London, Michael Wilson, JSN, T. Higgins. So it's basically White,
Not Jason.
London,
London.
White,
Hey.
London, Higgins.
Ooh.
London.
Higgins is playing. You got to start him.
London. Give me London.
I don't want to derail the show, but there was a fight between the 49ers and Browns where shocker Trent Williams is trying to throw hands with people. I'm like, that's not a guy you want to fight with. Don't do it. It's gonna hit more people.
Trent Williams,
But-
Black Air Force energy all day.
Are they?
Yeah, you don't want that.
Can they eject guys before the game even happens?
They can.
Is that possible?
It's very possible.
So
it was a corner trying to fight him. Shocker.
he's
Like,
picked to
Oh,
lose by
geez.
16. Who we going here? White, London, Higgins.
Higgins.
I think
Not
Higgins is
Higgins.
the only ceiling
Not
play.
Higgins.
He
London.
could shit the
London
bed.
for me.
London.
I'm going London easily.
Yeah. You could Higgins is such a just volatile player this week, and I'm like, I don't know, man. I just don't trust it.
Look,
So
he
I'll go
needs
London
a
and chase
ceiling
that.
play.
He does. I think London has a ceiling. Like that's the thing.
Yeah.
Like I think London has a
Agree.
ceiling.
Oof,
I
I
agree
haven't
with
heard that.
I put London in. I don't think it matters. I put London in. He's facing a good team, but this is gonna
Yeah,
be
it
one
doesn't.
of those fuck the week. But
This is a YOLO pick your favorite guy type moment. James Cook.
Mhm.
I think so as well.
Yeah, Cook for sure.
Uh,
Trying to set my lineups at the same time, guys.
who does Buffalo
Yeah.
even play this week?
I've had somebody left out on like one of my rosters every time doing this, so that's a good idea
know.
because I
Oh
keep screwing
yeah,
up my
James
lineups.
Cook.
I'm like, oh wait, somebody's out.
No, you know what? Okay, so I've planned enough to not miss anything for the 1:00 games, even though we did a show. I work Thursdays until 45 minutes before kickoff. Every week so far, I've missed someone in a Thursday game who's been in my lineup. And like there's leagues where like I don't really check them all that often. I'll wait and Sunday morning I'll go through, or Saturday night I'll go through and check my lineup. And it's always a Saturday night. Oh fuck, that guy played 2 days ago. So the Thursday night games are really getting me because I don't check all my lineups Thursday night. I only check like the main leagues I really care about. Because like I said, you've got what, I don't know, I got a ton of leagues. I probably only legitimately care about, out of 70, I care about less than 10. I'm sure. Like it's maybe
Ooh.
6.
Yeah, there's a handful that I really care about. One of my leagues, check out this bench I have. I have Tank Dell, Deontay Johnson, Jameer Gibbs, Khalil Herbert, Anthony Richardson, Jeff Wilson. Nobody
Yes.
is active this week on my bench.
But I just like, it's not that I don't care, but there's a lot of leagues like I'll go and I'll put in waiver claims, I'll start lineups, but I'm not out sending like a couple of my work leagues or my family leagues or high buy-in ones. I'm fucking trying to constantly trade and this and that. And I'm really active. The other ones, like I'm setting, that doesn't mean I'm bad in the leagues. Like I've got good, like I've got decent teams. I'm just not out, I'm not sitting there spending the whole day on my phone scrolling through looking for trade opportunities.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I learned this year too, that from now on, any dynasty startup I do, I'm going to ignore the dynasty aspect and just draft a win now because I don't know how many. No, but I don't know how many like analyst or work type leagues where I did a dynasty startup and I just said fuck it, I'm going to go win now, and I'm really glad I did because my teams just look fucking disgusting. And I'm like, screw it, someone's got to win. Like there's some of these lineups I wish I could see. One of the leagues you're in with me, Tim. If you look at my lineup, it's like, oh my God, this is the most disgusting starting lineup you've ever seen. But somehow it was allowed to happen because I'm in its dynasty and everyone's like, fuck it. Give
Oh
them all
my
these
gosh.
old ass players.
Probably
So if-
creators. No, that you're
Yeah,
I
those
was
leagues are
stuck
you
to
second that one.
I lost everyone in that one.
So if y'all started DeAndre Hopkins, I'm sorry. He had 1 catch for 20 yards today. So yeah.
Ryan
Trevor
Tannehill's got to go.
Yeah, he's ass.
But
But they
it's
don't have
not
a
just
good
Tannehill.
backup.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not
it's
just
the
Tannehill.
offense. The
Yeah.
the OC needs to go. The head coach needs
Yeah.
to go. They need to bring in some young talent besides Spears because Burks has been just a disaster. Like they have nothing there, so it's just
And
They got
they
tear
don't need
down.
11 guys to tackle Henry anymore. You can tackle him with like 9.
Right.
You can tackle him with 9 guys now, right? Because he's getting older.
Henry was
so,
he's the one good piece they had this week. That was it.
so the play action just not as effective,
Right.
Dating Garrett Wilson. I'm just
Yeah.
so anti Zach
Yeah.
Wilson.
Ugh.
I like
Yeah.
Addison.
Yeah, but Wilson is putting
Addison,
it together.
Nico. Yeah, so like if,
it's sorry.
yeah, like
Go
no,
on.
you're
Is it
good.
sit one or start one?
Yeah, that's what I thought it was sit one.
Let's just
No,
give
I
one
think
of
it's
each.
Start one. It's start one. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
Addison.
playing Nico.
I'm playing
Play
Addison.
Addison.
I'll play Addison.
I want to
And if
avoid
I'm
the
benching
Saints. I
one,
want to
it's
avoid
Wilson.
Zach Wilson. That leaves Addison by default.
It's tough to sit. Wilson and Nico are really close for me. I guess in a pinch, I would sit Wilson.
Yeah, same here. I just can't trust. Like that's the
Yeah.
so bad. Could you
I
give
was
Garrett Wilson a
typing in a
decent
hurry and
quarterback?
I
He's
spelled-
top 5.
Yeah,
I know I spelled it
He
wrong.
had
Shut
one.
up, I was typing in a hurry.
Oh, you gotta have a better option than Elijah Moore, dude. That's gross. Like, you gotta have a better option. You can't. And
You
he's
wanna
playing with
hear-
PJ Walker? No.
You wanna hear
Go
my
find somebody
options?
else.
I
You
would
want to
go
hear
with
my
Kincaid.
option for my
Yes.
work
What
league?
do you got?
I have. So I need a second flex right now. I have Roshan. He's out. Christian Watson's on a bye, and Marvin Mims put up a goose egg.
Oh no.
Yeah.
So I
Well,
have Elijah Moore or Zach Charbonnet.
Oh, Charbonnet over Elijah Moore.
Charbonnet.
I'll at least chase that. Yeah. Like Elijah Moore's done nothing.
hmm And he's not going to do anything this week. That's for sure.
And then going against Kincaid, we don't know if Kincaid's gonna play. So that's why I just traded for John Smith in a league in the Dynasty League, because I don't know if Kincaid's playing. We have no information on it. And it's a Sunday night game. Like you can't a lot of times we can't wait in the situation.
Mhm.
So like that's where I guess you gotta play Elijah Moore here if you need somebody. But like I think you should, if it's a redraft league, you should be able to pick somebody up or replace Kincaid with for Sunday night.
Dawson Knox, probably.
Yeah, like you could at least get one of those tight ends. They'll give you some points. I just don't trust Elijah Moore, man. It's been gross especially PJ Walker.
Yeah.
Hollywood
just-
or Brian Robinson? Sorry, go ahead, Jeremy.
I was just saying, I just put T. Higgins in over Michael Gallup, and I'm not super excited
yeah.
about it.
Oh,
but I
my
have
What's
to
weird
do
is
it.
like,
What?
so did you see James Coe's post about how like the outside wide receivers have dominated in the matchup that the Cowboys were playing against, and Gallup's playing
Okay.
strictly on the outside? So
Yeah, always on the
he's a
outside.
solid dart throw, right? But you got to go Higgins. Like
You got to go
know,
Higgins, yeah.
how bad would you be if like Higgins goes off? You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
that's where I'm just like, yeah, screw it, just play.
I
Higgins.
agree.
I think he'll be
Hollywood
back.
or Brian Robinson?
Hollywood. He's
Uh,
been
out
consistent,
playing.
man. He's consistently giving you 15 points a
who's
game.
Washington got this week?
Yeah,
Atlanta.
Atlanta.
So
That Atlanta
it could be
front
game-
is decent enough.
Yeah, it could be a game script in his favor though, but I still go Hollywood. I think, assuming he plays.
Yeah,
I would go Hollywood.
But that's a later game. Washington's 1:00. Do we think we play Robinson and not risk that Hollywood's out?
Is he?
no, I
still
think
Well,
Hollywood's gonna play.
Nah,
Is
yeah,
he-
he can.
It looks like he's gonna play, but are we sure?
He's just sick. He's gonna have to Michael Jordan this shit.
So we've compared Hollywood.
It'll be good. It'll be
Brand
good.
to Michael Jordan.
Yeah,
We're on an all-time
Rappaport said he's
high.
expected to play.
All right. Hall or Mixon?
Brees, I don't want. Like,
Breeze.
Yeah, I'll go Brees.
I'm just betting on talent in this one. Like, I
Yeah.
get it. Mixon's a good play though. Like, it's just I can never talk good about Mixon. I'm always like, yeah, he's just a volume play, and I can't stand it. So if I get the chase upside, I always do it against
For
Mixon.
real. I have so much T. Higgins, guys, so I'm just going through my lineups right now. Higgins or Stevenson.
Ugh,
Stevenson.
and garbage.
I
Wait,
went
who's
with
It's a great-
I went with Stevenson.
This is the
Playing
one
Higgins.
time it's like it's got to work for Stevenson. Otherwise, it's
Yeah.
like just.
I feel like you're
just.
just trying to hurt me right now.
I love T. I have too much. I have all T. Higgins, man. I'm just going through my lineup.
There's no way you
Ramondre's
can
in.
confidently play Ramondre over T. Higgins right now.
I am.
There's no way.
No, it's not confident. It's not confident,
All
but
right,
I am
all right.
playing him.
I'll
I think
accept
you
that.
have to. Pierce or Foreman? Pierce of
Foreman.
Foreman, apparently.
Pierce of Foreman. Ooh, I want a piece of Foreman.
I don't want. I don't want Pierce. I don't want
Pretend
Pierce
that was
against New
never said.
Orleans.
Yeah, I'm playing Foreman.
Yeah, Foreman.
He just seems a lot safer, which seems
That's
weird, right? He's been actively benched multiple weeks, but he's the guy this
But
week.
he's safer.
So not going to backfire at all. What's going to happen there? Yeah.
Wait, we had one. I'm just scrolling back through it. I don't think we've ever answered one of these. Moody or McPherson? We have a kicker question.
Oh,
Aaron, aren't you the kicker specialist?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm going
Let
Moody.
him know, Aaron.
Third best matchup for Moody. Second worst matchup for McPherson. McPherson's been bad. Moody's been good. I'm going Moody. Problem
I'll
solved.
take
like it.
Moody. I love these defensive battles for kickers because I'm hard pressed to believe, the 49ers just are going to get blanked. They may not score as many
yeah.
touchdowns, but they'll be kicking some field goals. I think you'll
Cares.
get at least 3 attempts.
I'm curious what the over-under for the 49ers offense is. I bet it's around like 20-something.
This has got to be Godwin, right?
Yeah.
Mm,
Tough matchup.
no, not with a healthy Mike Evans. Like Godwin's kind of been like a wide receiver 3 level.
I
So
bet you I
I'm
have
fine
him
with
both in the
Lockett.
30s.
yeah, so like I'm fine with Lockett. I don't really trust Godwin if Evans is healthy. Like we see how big
Branch
he
is
targets
out.
his guys.
Branch is out.
Yeah,
32 and 33
I'm-
with Godwin one higher is what I have it.
yeah. Like I
I'm
don't
going
mind
Godwin.
Godwin.
That's about where
yeah.
I can. That's about
I'll
where
go.
I got
I'll
it.
go Lockett.
It's close for sure.
Yeah,
I'll go
that's what it is,
Godwin.
Sorry, I was trying to look at the over-under on that 49ers Browns game.
Actually,
Let's see.
what are we? What's Tyler Lockett's
35
like
and a
last 3 games?
Oh,
Not great.
let's look.
Yeah,
have him
see,
one
he's
up.
due. It's like every 4
So-
games, Tyler Lockett goes off for 25 points or something.
10 targets, 7 targets, 6 targets. He had 25 points, 8 points, and 9 points. So he's been
Yeah.
kind of like not great. Yeah.
It's
Jesse,
just
I'm
not-
curious about your take about JSN, and now that the bye week's done, are they going to integrate him more? Like, what are they looking at in Seattle?
One
I'm
sec.
praying
One
they
sec.
do.
Hey,
They have
Saquon
to.
Barkley, true game time decision, unknown if he'll play.
Yeah,
Sorry, go ahead.
I've been just bench Saquon, by the way.
Oh my
So
God. Hold
yeah,
on, I
the
gotta
Charles
go
Cross
fix
is
some
healthy.
lineups.
So the line should be a little bit better, so they could probably integrate JSN more. It's just they're running these 3 tight end sets, and it's so frustrating. But they just
Yeah.
have no line health, right? So, ideally, yes, they'll probably scheme JSN some more touches, but they got to get him downfield, man, because it's been like all just low A dot nonsense. And I'm like, dude, just push him in the middle field. We'll see how he works. So I'm curious to see how he works and how many snaps he's gonna see. But and they got freaking Jake Bobo, who's a damn good blocking wide receiver. So they're like, yeah,
Yeah.
Bobo. I'm like,
That's the
Bobo.
second show in a row that Bobo has come up, and I'm not sure.
oh, you
why.
bring up the Seahawks. I'm gonna keep talking about Bobo.
Jesse is talking about Jake Bobo, the fantasy
Jesse
zero Jake Bobo, but
Hey, he got a nice little skying touchdown catch. That's about it. It's like
Jesse's got a Bobo.
that's right.
Bobo
We
for
mean Bobo.
Bobo. He's got a Bobo
Njoku or
for Jake.
Janu? This is gross.
Janu. I'm not playing Njoku
Janu.
with PJ
I
Walker
agree.
looking like Freddy from the Friday the 13th. Like Njoku,
Jeez,
no
that
thank
was,
you.
that was rough.
That works
Yeah.
out because Njoku looks like Bane, so.
Yeah.
Eventually,
I
we're
don't
gonna
trust
have
Walker
to start
enough.
respecting what Jonu's doing over there in Atlanta.
Mhm. Yeah.
Like eventually, I don't know. I don't think it's a real thing, but
I
he's
can't.
putting
It's all middle of field underneath stuff. It's just like super easy completions, which helps Ritter out. Like it makes sense while they're doing it.
I heard someone saying that they thought Van Jefferson is going to act as the underneath target now, and that's going to hurt Jonu Smith. But I'm not sure
I mean,
how
maybe.
much I worry about Van Jefferson.
But like
Yeah.
that's not what he's been his whole career. He's been like
Never
downfield
once,
stuff.
and that was the other host's point. That's not what he's ever been in his career. But
So why would you trade for that and then be like, you know what, we're gonna play you completely different than what you're good at? Which that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah, but Matt Collins is better than Jefferson, right?
Yeah,
Okay, but-
they just needed a body. They don't have any
Isn't-
depth at wide receiver.
isn't misusing players kind of the MO for the Falcons? Isn't that what they do best? Like,
Well, I
aren't we-
mean,
because if they
these
were
are
using
solid
everyone
points.
their best way, they'd be using Kyle Pitts, and Jonnu Smith wouldn't even be in this conversation. So
so the thing with Kyle Pitts is usage is good. Like the way they're using him is good for fantasy points. Just
Yeah.
Ritter's ass. Like Ritter is atrocious. So like if they get a good quarterback, Pitts would be a top 5 tight end. It's just
True.
that's the thing that sucks.
Tua
And he
or
has no mobility like cutting right now. So like he needs to get healthy also on top of it. So that's why he's laboring.
Tua or Fields?
Good question.
Fields. I'm staying in flame with Fields against
Yeah,
Minnesota.
they're
Yeah.
it's both matchups are great.
Give me
Fields,
Fields.
but
Give me Tua.
yeah, I don't really care. I'm flipping a coin between two.
Mhm.
I'll
just
ride the
what it is.
hot hand on this one. Who does Tua got? He's got the
Carolina.
Panthers.
Carolina.
Yeah.
Hey, it could be a lot of running the ball for
You
the
could be running the
Dolphins.
ball in the second half. Yeah. I agree.
Yeah. And yeah, like Fields has just been so good. You just chase it.
Yeah.
Lockett
I'm taking
or mine?
Jacoby.
Jacoby.
Yeah.
Me
Same.
Me too. What do we got here? Hubbard or Lockett? A lot of Lockett questions.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hubbard or Lockett?
Yeah.
I would go with
I'm gonna
Hubbard.
lock it. Let's see.
That's a
Here's
tough
my
one. You get a safer floor there.
I'll take Hubbard.
This one can't be real. Tua or Stafford?
You
Stafford.
gotta go to it.
What's
Did you
Stafford
seriously
playing?
just take Stafford? Like,
Arizona?
you just-
I'll go Tua. I'll go Tua.
Nah,
I
give
mean,
me
Stafford's
Tua.
going against Arizona. He's a really good play, and
I
like
agree.
those two wide receivers, he's much better. But like Tua is putting up ridiculous fantasy points, so
Mhm.
you know I still need Stafford to show it.
Tua
All
could
right.
still have 4 touchdowns by halftime.
Was that
Last question of
Jameson?
the day. We'll wrap it up with Charbonnet against, yes, it's Jameson Williams. As we're under a minute before Scott Hansen kicks us off for 7 hours of commercial-free football.
You can't play JMO until you see it.
Yep.
Yeah.
And I regret the amount of Jameson Williams. He's my highest owned dynasty player. I just
How's that
hope
working
he's
out for you?
able to. Yeah. I just hope he's able to turn it on. But yeah, I'll go with Charbonnet and just hope he falls into the end zone.
All right, I got it. Well, what are you selling Jameson Williams for right now? Like, what does it take to get him off
Second.
your roster?
I'll throw
Any
straight him for a
second?
second.
I'm gonna
Like not a
hold.
late second, but I'll do a mid second, no problem. Like just
I'm gonna
take him,
hold.
go.
It's not
Yeah,
worth it.
I just don't know like what his
You're
ceiling
gonna-
is in that offense. Because like Laporta's a dude for sure, right? And then if they get Gibbs involved, like this is the whole thing with Jameson Williams. He's just I think he's the Deshaun Jackson type where he'll make big plays at some point when he's
Mhm.
healthy, but I just don't know if the fantasy is ever going to translate. So
Yeah.
unfortunately,
Right.
like I liked him a lot coming out, but it's just
Yeah.
I'm kind of just we'll let other people deal with it.
Looks like we had one more
And
question here. I feel
red
like it might be
zone.
from Jeremy's burner. Keep trade cut Ridley Madison or Jameson Williams. Oh, it's all right. Somebody answered it for us already.
Send him up to the CFL.
On
Somebody,
that note-
somebody answered it. Yeah.
On that note, I'm gonna go watch some football.
Yeah.
Play
That's not me. I'm
Calvin
definitely
Ridley.
not running
Hope you
that
did.
account. All right,
you played
here we
Calvin
go.
Ridley.
Starting up. So we will see you guys tomorrow at noon or 12:30, depending, for our. Actually, it's noon because it's a recorded show. And Jesse froze
yeah,
like
yeah.
this for a second. It was really lovely, like flexing. But we will see you tomorrow at noon for our week 6 recap. This has been the NFL Week 6 Live Sit Start Show for Aaron, Jesse, Jeremy, and Tim. Thank you all for tuning in. Good luck in Week 6, everyone. Take care.